Hi everybody, I am doing some longboard maintenance today. Now that I've been riding this more often, I've been noticing some little squeaks and wobbles that need to be dealt with. So first we're going to start with a little bit of longboard anatomy.
So this is my longboard. It's directional because it only goes one way. It is not symmetrical. It's called a fishtail because the front end is pointed and the back end has a cutout, like a little fishtail. So that flat wooden part is the deck, and these are the trucks. They are attached to the wheels. The wheels are held on with bearings, an axle, and some bolts. This longboard is a top mount because the trucks are mounted underneath. Some others will have a cutout in the top and the hard will be mounted on top of it, which is called a drop deck. Alright, so as I've been riding this, I've noticed there's a little bit of a squeak in the trucks when I try to turn, so I wanted to fix that, and I also thought maybe my trucks might be loose. Not only that, this board hasn't been properly maintained probably like ever, honestly. So today we're just gonna clean the bearings, clean the wheels, and get rid of that weird squeaking noise in the trucks. We're going to start by removing the wheels. Please excuse my poor ratchet using skills. You're going to be taking off those little bolts, also those little speed rings. You don't want to lose any of those little guys. We gotta get these bearings out of the wheels so we can clean them. You can actually do this as you're taking the wheels off the first time, but you're gonna kind of slide them on halfway onto the axle and kind of slowly shimmy it off, if that makes sense. They kind of slowly pop out. It takes a little bit of force. You obviously don't want to force it too much, but just kind of wiggle it around until it pops out. Once you've got all the bearings out, you want to get those rings out so you can clean the bearings inside. So you want something thin enough that you can pop them out. If you have something safer than a utility knife, that would be an awesome idea, but that's what I had. Once you've got all your bearings and your rings in your container, you're just gonna put that alcohol solution in there. You can use water and detergent, but you're risking it rusting, so alcohol's best. They actually make specific containers used to clean bearings, but this will be fine for now. And just for fun, I'm gonna clean my bolts and speed rings too. Alright, while those are drying, we're gonna try and fix that squeak in the trucks. The squeaking is coming from the pivot cup right there. So I unscrewed the kingpin and you can see the bushings right here. You can tell I need to replace these bushings because they're so worn down and chewed up. This is the fun part. To help with the friction inside the pivot cup, I'm just going to shave a little bit of soap into that little divot. I'm also going to rub just a little bit on the end of that pivot. It's going to help keep things smooth, and it also works better than any kind of oil because it won't collect dirt. So both pivot cups are soaked. I just gotta tighten my trucks back up now. I'm gonna start with them really loose and tighten them until I just start to feel resistance. Once I feel that resistance, I'm just gonna turn it a half turn. I'll take it out for a ride later, and if I feel they're still too loose, then I'll just tighten them up a little more. I want the front and back trucks to be about the same. If anything, the back should be a little tighter. Once the bearings are dry, we can put on some lubricant just to keep them running smoothly. I'm going to use just a little bit with a Q-tip and apply it very lightly, making sure there's no big globs or anything. Now I'm just replacing those rings back into the bearings. To get the bearings back into the wheel, I would actually recommend you follow the link that I'm going to leave in the video description because I didn't do a great job of this. You're going to need a bit of force to get them back in there because it's a tight fit. I did that with the screwdriver, but you can do that by putting the bearings onto the axle and forcing the wheel downwards onto the bearings. We're going to reattach those wheels now. Don't forget it goes speed ring, wheel, speed ring, bolt. You don't want your wheels sliding back and forth, so you do want to tighten them. There you go, that's some basic longboard maintenance. I'm going to be skating around with a skate tool in case I need to adjust my trucks or tighten my wheels, but so far it seems pretty good. That squeak is gone and it's riding pretty smoothly.